We're going to dive into the local markets. Mike, I'm going to let you take over, starting us off with the market insights for the Indianapolis March 2025 market report.
Yep. All right. So just a reminder, the first one we're looking at is going to be rental data. Then we'll look at sales data after that. So this is for rental data. Excuse me. The number of active homes, 1,056. Basically, that's unchanged from last month. We don't have year-over-year data because we are pulling new numbers. So relatively unchanged there, which is great news going into busier time of year. Average rental price, loving what I'm seeing here. 1702 is the average rental price in Indy. That is up. Call it 5% month over month and almost 6.5% year over year. So I'm loving that trend, both month over month and year over year. Average days on the market, 47. I mean, I got to be honest, that's respectable-ish for March. I want to see that go down, get to 30 or maybe even below 30 as we get into the leasing season. But to know that that's down 4% over February's days on the market is super encouraging. So heading in the right direction. So really, really good information, good data here for Indianapolis for the month of March. Average price per square foot. Again, this is something that's typically more apartment related, but we wanted to kind of show that here. So this top graph is specifically for single family homes. We break it down for single family homes, townhouses, and apartments. So on the single family homes, your average price per square foot is $1.21, which again is up 4% month over month. The graphics in the middle, sometimes it makes more sense to go over these than others in other areas, but in Indianapolis, it definitely makes sense. So I think in months past, I think Chris, maybe we flip-flopped to these this month because the top number I thought was townhouses, and then the other one was apartments. But this month it's opposite. So just know that, guys, that top number is apartments available. So there's 770 apartments. Am I right?
No,
so we didn't last month.
I got to call you out right here. No, I've got last month's right here that I'm going to refer to, and I'm afraid that's our layout.
All right. I guess I'm just confused on the graphic.
I get it.
All right. So there's 770 apartments available. Price point significantly less, of course, than your single family home, just 1,057. But the price per square foot obviously higher because they're typically a little bit smaller. So $1.49 price per square foot for apartments. Townhomes, decent amount of those, 105 townhomes, actually more expensive than your single family homes at $1,800. Days on the market on that is 56, and price per square foot a little bit less than the single family homes at $1.18. So that's really interesting that the townhome market is obviously more of a luxury play than the single family homes.
It is this month.
But yeah, it is. It definitely is. But if you look at those three graphs at the bottom, it's really good news across the board. Year over year, month over month, everything is pretty much ticking up. So, I mean, for the rental market, really all good news for Indianapolis for March.
Yeah, and if you're talking about local ordinances, the ordinance that we were referring to earlier in the podcast, you're not going to see that instituted here in the metro area. So if you're looking for an investment property in Indianapolis, these numbers indicate good things happening. So Indianapolis is still obviously a safe market to pick up properties anytime you're ready to pull the trigger. These numbers are great. Days on market continue to tick down. You are without a doubt we're finally, I think, seeing some stabilization on the days on market where I felt like it was wonky for the longest period of time following COVID, and as the real estate market figured out, began to stabilize as far as overall home prices, which was obviously factoring price into your average rental prices to cover those costs. But I do find that interesting that the condos are priced higher than your single family homes, which you've already alluded to. But that is different data than we had last month, where it was condos were just slightly lower than your single family home. So that's your data for Indianapolis.
Okay, let's jump over to the sales data, see how that kind of compares. So this is sales data again. All of these are done with an investor mindset and investor point of view. So all these stats are homes that are closed last month, but are capped at $500,000 because we feel like most investors are not going to look over $500,000 for an investment. So just know that all these numbers are with that cap in mind. So average days on the market actually a little higher than what I was expecting, especially after looking at that MIBOR graphic that we looked at on the last segment. But 57 days on the market, which is higher than I thought, but it's actually down month over month, but year over year, that is up. Average price per square foot is $161 per square foot, up both month over month and year over year. So that kind of goes with my thesis that we're going to see prices, continue to increase. Average sales price 246, 556, which I know I say this every time, but it is just so mind-blowingly affordable. Month over month up and year over year up just ever so slightly. And then look at this increase in the month over month on number of homes sold. So, I mean, certainly some of that seasonality, I don't know, but that is a huge jump, 30% from February to March. Now, February is like terrible time to buy a house and close on a house, and probably the lowest number that you're going to see. But that's a huge increase from February to March. But what's interesting is it's pretty significantly down year over year, which is what we have been reading in a lot of articles here, both locally and nationally. And I think we're going to see some mixed results on that as we go through these, but down, pretty significantly at 11% year over year. So that's interesting. Bottom left graph there, average sales price over time, kind of just shows me that, we're up year over year. We're kind of slowly trending up each and every month, slowly but surely. And that's what I continue to expect, or expect to continue, I should say. And then the bottom right, number of homes sold, just to kind of show you how the homes are distributed in that $0 to $500,000 kind of price point. I mean, there's a ton of homes available in that under $200,000 price point in Indy. I mean, geez, almost 4,000 if I can read that right, 3,700. Then if you bump it up to 250, I mean, geez, you've got like 6,000 homes to choose from there. So, just because the average is 246 doesn't mean that there's not homes available for less than that. So it just kind of shows you the price distribution there and the fact that Indy is crazy affordable and there's 4,000 homes available under $200,000.
Yeah, this is obviously a very affordable market to be a part of, and things are trending in the right direction without a doubt. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, where I do think that numbers are going to begin to shift a little bit with the uncertainty in the market. And I mean, new builders are already reporting you don't have to do much searching to find news articles that are talking about, the slowing down that's happening in the sales market. I'm talking to people every day where their property has been on the market for 200 days. These numbers are indicating. I suspect that we'll see much different data come out in the April market report, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, everyone who's been watching this knows that I've been talking about things that will begin to shift, and we'll see a little bit more of a buyer's market. I don't think, again, I want to be very clear. I don't think you're going to see any substantial change. You're just going to see a shift where sales prices are going to have to start to trend downward ever so slightly. They're not going to tank. They're not. That's not what's happened. But they're going to start to shift the other direction, I believe. Well, we'll see. And again, you don't have to search very hard for the incentives that are being offered by new builders in order to offload new construction properties that are already erected. So that's the elephant in the room. And Mike is happy to report these numbers because he believes that things are going to start continue to trend upward. So we'll see. As of right now, he's winning. He's on the leaderboard because these numbers are pretty crazy. Yeah, up 30% for number of homes sold in the month of March. I mean, seasonality obviously plays into that, but 30% is pretty incredible. And last month we saw 686, and this month we're at 897. Average days on market's down 12%. That's pretty crazy stuff. And let me just tease this out a little bit. I think we're going to see a similar trend as we get into these other markets as we report.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of seasonality, more than I would typically expect.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see that in most of these submarkets here. I will say, we are currently in the market for a new home, and we've ended up putting a couple offers in on some houses. Now, these were in, I think these were in Fishers, but there were two really great homes. They were priced right, and they were improved very, very nicely. So really great condition, really good price point, affordable price point, attractive price point. One of them had, I think, 6 offers, maybe 8 offers.
Oh,
The other
wow.
one had 3 or 4. So there's still a big appetite for homes that are priced right and in good condition. And so I don't know. That's
I'm
just
glad.
some stuff from the trenches.
Yeah, from the boots on the
For what it's
ground.
worth.
So now let me inquire. So that's great. Let's talk about that for just a second here. What were those newly listed properties, or were those properties that have gone through a price reduction?
No, both of them were newly listed.
Newly
I mean,
listed,
so their days on the market was probably 3.
not new construction.
Nope, existing homes.
Interesting. Wow. And
Yeah,
those wow. So there it is. I mean, so if you list your property at the right price, there are still buyers out there. There are sharks ready to pounce as soon as they see an opportunity. Like
absolutely.
I said, properly
Well,
listed.
it's price and condition. To be fair, you got to have it priced
Yeah,
right
of course.
and the right condition. The trend is that everybody wants everything done for them. I mean, if you're an investor, maybe you want to do things so you can add value to the property. When you're talking about selling it to a owner occupant, the vast majority of people that I see want everything totally done for them. They don't want to have to
Yeah.
do anything or do any rehabs or whatever. So that was the case in both of these, to be honest with you. But it was priced right and it was done right. The condition was great and the price was great.
Very cool. Very cool. So considering coming over to my neck of the woods.
Yeah,
Let's
heading up that way.
go. All right. Good. We can start hanging more. No, I'm just kidding.
That's right.
All right. That's cool. All right. That's our Indianapolis market report. Let's